Cool. So let's jump straight into it. You are an experiencer of what we call the phenomenon. In your case, it is in the form of seeing orbs of light and capturing them on video. Can you remember roughly when you started experiencing the orbs?
Okay. I would say about March of 2024, but I tried long before that to see them. I first started with CE5 and got some paranormal things that I wasn't very crazy about. I'll say that. Like, if you want to call it Jinn, I think some CIA people have called it that. But I was lucky to find Chris because I think that helped me with the contact a little better, because I was definitely wanting the contact, and I think it's important to be aligned with the light when you're doing this sort of
Yeah.
thing, when you're praying out there and meditating or whatever you want to call it. Just be careful that you're aligned with the light. I want to make that clear first. I think that's important to work on your healing. And yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people have said they've had like negative experiences
Yes.
with CE5.
Yeah.
And that's something which is quite common.
Mhm.
Yeah. How would you describe the moment when you first realized and thought, wow, this is real?
I was not able to see anything with the naked eye at first, even though I tried. I would get frustrated. So I thought one day it just came to me, look through my phone. So I would take my cell phone out, because at the time that's all I had. And I would just video the sky, the terrain, the trees, everything. And then I would just go back through all my videos and see if I caught anything. And I started to catch little things. It didn't make sense. Flashes of light. I mean, this is dead of winter. There's no fireflies. Things like people might call skyfish going by on a video. An orb might fly by on a video. Just little things. And that kind of gives you faith to go on to do more, because sometimes you can sit out there for days and not see anything. So it started very small for me.
Yeah.
And I want people to know that, because I wanted to see it so bad. And you can't just go out there and say, oh, I want to see the orbs. I want to see. It doesn't work like that. It's like a connection that you form. And once I got my binos from Amazon, I bought a cheap pair of binos. I thought, well, I'll buy some binos and see if I can catch anything. From there, I started to catch more. Well, you don't know if you're getting a satellite. And it was like a black and white picture is all I had. But then they started to, get bigger and smaller, powering up. And I thought, okay. So that kind of took me to the next level of, I'm going to get a psionics. And after that, my husband would come out with me and we would see them. I mean, now it's grown exponentially since then, over the course of months, really big orbs that you can plainly see with the naked eye. But it didn't start that way. It started very, very small, for me anyway. So I don't want people to get discouraged when they go out there, because they're so high vibration. That's when we're here on this dense earth, low vibration. We have to bring our vibration up. And they probably have to lower theirs a little bit, is my guess. I don't know. I've read a lot of books. Dorothy Isaac's a good book to read. I don't know if you've read her Beings of Light. Amazing. I read that book before I even read UFO of God. But it made a lot of sense.
I've seen Dorothy's videos on YouTube. Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, incredible. So she kind of says that, being light beings, they have such a high vibration that we kind of have to meet in the middle a little bit. But Emily Bledsoe is the one that really helped me with my healing. I was walking around, I thought, I don't need healing. Healing from what? Well, we all carry around trauma. We don't even realize we have. And she has a specific course for your nervous system, and it's just amazing. Like, I took that course and I felt like a completely different person. She gives you the tools, she gives you, I mean, just stuff you don't even realize that you're carrying around for years and years, that you've been taught or you've been through, or it just helps you release all that, helps you let it go and heal from your trauma. So I think it's a big part of it too. So
I met Emily. She's wonderful, and I met
she
her at Azalea Festival. Yeah.
yeah, she's
Yeah.
yeah, that whole family is just amazing.
So I'm going to show one of your old videos now, and I'll show the rest at the end of the interview. Stay tuned, because they're some of the best old videos that I've ever seen. They're incredible.
Absolutely gorgeous. What? Look at this! Oh my gosh. Y'all, I'm gonna cry. This is the first time I've ever seen that. I've seen that in other people's videos, but... Oh, that's incredible. Thank you. Wow. Well, that was a first for me. That was absolutely stunning.
Oh, thank you. I give them all the credit. I get what they give me. I appreciate it. I'm so full of gratitude. That's what it's about too. Just being very grateful.
So, do you go outside to Skywatch every night?
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
If it's overcast, really thick, I'll just take some pictures, and you can see that on my Instagram. I have pictures as well, some really interesting pictures, and it's better to use an older digital camera or a 35 millimeter camera to catch these pictures. So I'm always on the hunt for old cameras, because every single camera takes a different picture. It's crazy. So everything reacts differently to the camera, but it's fun. Yeah.
When you see the orbs, do you ever experience any kind of emotion or connection with them?
Absolutely. Every time. You're going to feel, I don't know how someone else might feel. I don't know how you feel, Alan, but for me, it's peace, love, and joy. And sometimes you do get a message. Some people might call it a download or a knowing. It's like in your heart of hearts, something's true. And there's a few things they've told me, and I don't have all the answers of what's going on or anything, but I can share this with you if you'd like. They've told me that we are a light body. We definitely are light bodies. They've told me that there's something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about and we're not aware of. I've asked them about Matthew Brown. I don't know if you've heard of Matthew Brown.
Yes.
They reacted big time when I said a quote from Matthew Brown about us being forgotten and suppressed. They immediately appeared, and two of them, right in view. They always go right above my head, but they were in view, right above the trees. Two just shot in separate directions. That's on my Instagram too. There's something to that, what he said about that. They've also told me they're angels, what you would call light being and angels. A lot of people get freaked out when they hear the word angel. You can say light being, high vibrational being.
No, did you see Matthew Brown's tweet that he put out yesterday?
I saw one that I'm just now getting caught up on, that I haven't been able to watch the rest of it, and it looked kind of scary about what he said.
It was very cryptic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which camera do you use mostly to capture the orbs?
Definitely the psionics.
Is it this?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you noticed a big difference using the psionics camera to an iPhone?
I've used the iPhone too. Some people get some really pretty stuff with their iPhones. They could capture the different colors and stuff even. So I think it just depends. I know Chris has got a new one that really shows the detail in the orb, and it's incredible. I think it's some kind of high-powered 4K. I don't know anything about electronics. My husband had to teach me how to use every single camera I get. So
yeah.
But
do you ever interact with the orbs? Do they ever get brighter when you ask them?
Not every time, but certain times. And I don't know what that's about. I've seen other experiencers um, be able to request it and get it every time, but I don't every time, just certain times. And I don't know what that's about. I don't know if they're not able to, or maybe my connection's not as strong. I don't know.
Okay. So it's a controversial word, but we all know the hitchhiker phenomenon is real. Has your husband or extended family or friends ever experienced the phenomenon with you?
I have had my best friend since second grade come over here, and she saw the orbs with me, but she does not see them by herself. She says she's looked and doesn't see them. My family's not quite ready for it yet. They've seen it with me on a vacation one time, and they were awestruck, but they're still on the fence about how they feel about it. That's fine. I don't try to convince anyone. I just am kind of like a witness for them, so people can see
Yeah.
on my videos. So I don't ever force anything on anybody. They're still working through that, my family. I think my kids are a little apprehensive still.
Yeah, it's only like people have got to be ready. I think they've
Yes,
got to be ready themselves.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So have you ever like experienced anything like paranormal, like ghosts or poltergeists or shadow beings or anything like that?
Pretty much not constant, but my whole life on and off, yes. Yeah. Just different, mostly electrical things. Whether it's hearing things on an end of like on the radio, like voices, or I've had, you know, radios. Like you told me about one time a radio going off in your home
Yeah.
really loudly. That happened here not too long ago.
That was
The
the scariest moment of my life.
Yeah, yeah, it's scary. It was blasting. I'm sure mine was too. It was from the Alexa. That's where ours came
Oh,
from.
wow.
From the Alexa. Yeah, no one said anything to Alexa, but she started blaring the music in the back room. Um,
That
that's
is
when
scary.
all of it started at first. I think a lot of that was to convince my husband because he was on the fence and he's here with me. And he was very skeptical at first. And now he goes out and he can see them by himself. Like he's the first one that went out with me and saw the first one with the naked eye with me. Before I couldn't see one with the
Wow.
naked eye. I had to always look through my camera. But when he came out with me, immediately we started seeing them with the naked eye. So there's something to a connection with people, and whether it's online or in person, even the connections I have online with people, it's helped the phenomenon grow, if that makes sense. I have
Oh,
very good,
definitely.
yeah, yeah.
Have you ever like done any of the gateway experience or any of the Monroe stuff or any other meditation? And have you had like any crazy experiences like out the bodies or anything?
Not that I'm aware of, just in dreams. I'd like to try that. I don't really know how,
Yeah.
so
I think it's quite powerful. I think like a lot of people have tried it and they found that it's like made the experiences more intense.
yeah, yeah, it would be really cool. I don't know why I'd be afraid I wouldn't be able to return. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe it wouldn't
Yeah,
work.
that's quite a worry. Yeah. Have you ever like seen anything like a classic UFO, like a flying saucer or triangle or anything like that?
I haven't, Alan. Yeah, I've only seen the orbs. I've never seen. I mean, we see the shooting stars too, that are very vivid. You'll also see that. I tell everybody it can be an orb or it can be something shooting across the sky. I've literally seen like golden light in front of my face before. I can't even explain what it looks like. It just looks like a golden light. So it can present itself in different ways, but I've never seen the classic nuts and bolts UFO.
Fair enough. Cool. Have Right, you previously said to me that your blood type is Rh negative. Do you think that this plays a role in what you experience with the phenomenon?
I do, only because I got confirmation from Chris's wife when we were at Riverfest. She told me the CIA told her because she has rhesus negative, there is something to it. I've also got a reaction from the orbs as well when I mention it. I'm not sure what it's about or why. But
Okay. Yeah, I'm not like into. I don't know the science behind it either. But it's interesting because a lot of people seem to say it's the same thing. So
yes,
so for many of us, the phenomenon seems to center around one man, and that is Chris Bledsoe. When you met Chris in Riverfest in 24, how would you describe that experience?
incredible. I was so starstruck when I saw him and got near him. I couldn't even speak. And I think he probably understood, but I just literally could not talk, and I just started like tearing up and and choking up. So it was very profound and emotional. Um, and when you're down there, and as you know, you just feel like such a connection with people. Like I felt more connected with people there than have a lot of them here where I live, because a lot of the people here aren't awake yet. And when you're around people that are awake, it's something special that you share. It's a connection.
It's truly a life-changing experience going to one of these festivals, isn't it?
Yes.
And it's not just Chris as well. It's like the whole family, isn't it? Like you met Emily and the rest of them, and they've been through so much in their lives, and they're such like kind, amazing, special
Yes.
people.
Yeah, they're wonderful souls.
Yeah. Would you say that the phenomenon increased for you after meeting Chris?
I was talking to my husband about that a little bit ago, and we both agreed that they got bigger, I would say, and maybe more and bigger. Yeah.
So I've seen the footage of the Riverfest 2024, the Skywatch that you attended. Um, what was it like to be there in person, to see, to be on the beach with all them people and to see what you saw?
Well, as you know, because I think you went to the Azalea this year, right? Yes, the energy there
Yeah,
is incredible.
yeah,
It is incredible. It's hard. The one thing that's hard if you're an experiencer, if you're around a big group and they're not all connected, like it's a connection. You have to kind of quiet your mind. And everybody was so excited and chatty, the ones that probably haven't seen anything before. So that kind of was distracting a little bit from it, because even Chris would, or not Chris, but Ryan would say, we have to all concentrate. We have to all do this together as a collective. We can't all talk. We have to concentrate on this. And he's right. So besides that, it was beautiful. It was wonderful. And it's for me, it's a personal experience. I don't know if you feel like that, Alan, when you're out there. It's a personal. I can have people around me, and that's wonderful. I love that, but it's also a personal connection that you have with them.
yeah.
So
I mean, like the energy that I felt on the Skywatch down on the beach is just like nothing I've ever experienced, and yeah,
yeah, yes.
it was
I didn't want to
incredible.
leave. I
Yeah.
wanted to stay. I was so sad when I had to go home.
Yeah, I mean, like Wilmington in general, like it's such a nice place, isn't it? Because you've got like Wrightsville Beach, Carolina Beach, and you've got like the downtown area, and it's a place worth visiting on its own, really. But then if you can go when the festival is on, that's the best time to go.
It is. It was beautiful.
Yeah, and like people like go to the Skywatches to meet Chris, but they don't like realize the sense of community that Chris has around him. Like you literally meet like friends for life. Like people come from all over the world, and like people solo travel, and then they're like, everyone's experiencing the same thing and connect together, and
Exactly.
it's just amazing.
It's a bond after that. It's just, you just create this
Yeah.
bond. Yeah.
Do you keep in touch with the people that you met at Riverfest?
Yes. We have a group text that goes. We'd like to plan on going again. Um, the one friend that we have is actually from Canada. There was like a group of 5 of us, and we just all clicked immediately, and yeah, we've stayed in touch and continue to stay in touch, and our relationship continues to grow. And we share everything. Like if Chris puts up a new interview or anything, we always post it in the group that he's got a new one out. I appreciate that too, because sometimes I'll miss something if I'm at work, or and I don't want to miss
Yeah,
anything. Yeah.
there's so much content to watch sometimes, isn't it? It's like,
Yes.
yeah, you can easily miss things. It's so what would be your belief of what we are experiencing? Do you think it's a spiritual phenomenon? Do you think it's interdimensional? Do you think it's extraterrestrial? What do you think it is? Just in your opinion.
It's hard to make an opinion. I think there's something spiritual going on behind the scenes that we can't see. I get that feeling, but I'm not positive. But I do get a spiritual feeling from them, and it's nothing but love and goodness and peace, and it brings me to tears a lot. So I don't know if you felt that out there, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like I don't have all the answers. I just got questions. It's yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you make of the current like UFO controlled disclosure narrative?
I listened to Chris say, follow the evidence. And it's like I'll hear all these things and some of it resonates, but then I'm like, well, I'll wait and hear what he has to say because he's the one that's got the evidence. You know, all these people are, it's hearsay. Someone said this or I saw this, and he's right. I follow the person that has the evidence, and that's Chris Bledsoe.
Yeah,
I mean, as far
exactly.
as
So like
orbs go.
yeah, so things like Roswell being a UFO craft, do you believe these things are real, or do you think they're psyops, or just to hide advanced tech, or?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the Roswell crash. I think it might have been real, but you know, like Chris says, the government's never going to tell us anything, and I don't think they ever will come out with the whole truth. They can't. I mean, I don't think they can because they've been lying about it for so long. I think people have lost their lives. You know, there's a lot of corrupt stuff going on, and I think that it's split now. When you've got the 3-letter agencies and stuff, they're kind of splitting off. Some want it out, some don't.
What do you make of Jake Barber and Skywatcher? Because there seems to be some similarities with the experiencer phenomenon with regards
Yeah.
to the consciousness aspect and the spiritual side of things.
Right. As long as his motives are good, and I thought that was what, you know, in the beginning, his motives were. So as long as his motives are good, but I don't know where he's going with what he's doing.
Yeah, I think I feel the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. What would be your advice to someone new who wanted to engage with the phenomenon? Where would be the best place to start, and what advice would you give them?
Gosh. I always try to find the words for this because I have a lot of people ask me this. I get a lot of messages about this now. Go out there with childlike faith and an open heart. Work on your healing. Raise your vibration. Don't give up. And I do want everyone to know, because at first when I didn't see anything, I felt like, well, I'm not worthy. And I even said that to Emily one day. I had her on the phone. I said, maybe I'm not worthy. She said, no. She said, we don't know why some people see the phenomenon. It's not about being worthy. And she's absolutely right. You're just not ready. And like I said, they started so small for me, so teeny tiny. I don't think they want to impose on people. They don't want to scare people. But what they do want everybody to know, even for the ones that can't see them or haven't seen them yet, that they're still coming. They're still here. And they want everyone to know that you are loved, you're not forgotten, and you are so much more than you've been told. I even wrote that down so I wouldn't forget it. I want everybody to know.
That's really
They
good
want
words.
everybody to
That's
know
really
that, I
good
should
words.
say. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like Chris talks about this a lot. Like you can't have any fear. You've got to be
Right.
ready, and
Yes.
you've got to be in a good place. Yeah,
Yes.
and you've got
Exactly.
to believe. And then all of
Yeah.
a sudden, you could have nothing for months, and then all of a sudden, it'll be like wow. It'll
Yes.
be there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on the channel. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for giving us so much of your time and sharing your experiences. Where can we find you on social media?
Okay. I have an Instagram, Orbs.Girl, and I have a YouTube that doesn't have all my content. I'm starting to get more on there. It's Orbs_Girl. And yeah, that's it. But most of it's on Instagram.
Cool. Thank you. I'll put all the links in the description if you want to follow Orbs.Girl. Thank you again for coming on the channel. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Alan. It's been great. It's been fun.